Alright, hey guys, how's it going? So, first video with the new Canon 70D, and basically I just want to go over all the other stuff that I got along with it to try to make the channel better. Uh, so, let's get into it. Alright, so the first thing I got to go along with the Canon 70D, with the kit lens, it came with the 18 to 135 STM lens. I wanted to get a nifty 50 to go along with it so I could practice with a prime lens. This is a Canon EF 50mm f1.8 STM lens. See if we can get this thing to focus on it here. I got it on face tracking so I don't have to set the focus manually. Let's see. There we go. Focus on that. There you go. That's the Canon 50mm f1.8. There you go. Focus. So there it is. 50mm f1.8. It's only about $100. Well worth it. Really good pictures out of this. Really nice background blur, which some people call bokeh. It's with a low f-stop, or a large aperture or low f-stop number, you can focus in on your subject and then have all the background blurred out. So that's that. I'm going to do a video comparison of this lens, the 18 to 135 versus the 50mm f1.8, and we'll see how that goes. We'll see the difference in them. Alright, next thing I got is something to go along with the 50mm f1.8, and it's a lens hood. This is a Canon EOS 68 lens hood. It's just a little round lens hood. The one thing I do like about this one is it actually locks. Not sure how well this is going to focus, but it's got a little lock button on it, and when you turn it, it clicks into place. Let me show you. When you put it on the lens, you just line up the little red dot with the red dot that's on the lens here, and turn it. Clicks into place, and it won't move until you press this button. And then when you store it, you can put it on backwards, just like that. Alright, next thing, this is a filter kit for the 50mm 1.8 lens. It's just got a UV filter, a polarizing filter, and an ND4, or a neutral density ND4 filter. And it was really cheap. It's an Altura filter kit. It was, I don't know, $18 or something like that. It's not a professional, quality, but I'm not a professional photographer. I just use this for when it's super bright outside and you want to get that nice background blur. It's really hard with harsh sun, so you got to use a filter, or turn your shutter speed way up, and even then it's still really bright. You get a lot of blown out highlights and stuff like that. So alright, next thing is I got a lens hood. I ordered a lens hood for the 18 to 135 kit lens. It's a Canon EW-73B lens hood. It's the tulip style. And you might as well have the lens hood. But one thing that everybody says in their videos, and I agree with, is if you're going to go out shooting, put it on or leave it at home. Don't put it on backwards. That just blocks all your stuff on your lens and all that. It's kind of stupid. If you have it on the lens, you might as well have it forward so it works. Alright, next thing I wanted to show you is just the same thing I showed you a minute ago for the 47mm, but this is for the 18 to 135 STM kit lens. And it just comes with a UV filter, a CPL polarizing filter, and then a neutral density ND4 filter. So it's these are really cheap. They're not professional. It's Altura. They work okay, but if you want like really professional ones, I wouldn't get these. If you're just starting out though, they're great. I also got this Vivitar. This is a close-up filter kit, lens kit, and it just goes on the end of the lens just like a filter. It's got a ×1, a ×2, a ×4, and a ×10. And these aren't going to give you the best macro shots, but it's kind of like looking through a magnifying glass. Right in the middle of it is in focus, but the rest of it's kind of blurred out, but it magnifies it. So just something to play with, you know. And I figured, hey, they're cheap. And this also came with another set of filters, which these ones are okay. They're about this. It's pretty much the same thing. It's got an ND filter, polarizer, and a UV filter. So this one I won't even carry with me because the other one's a lot easier to put in the side of my bag there. So, all right, next thing I wanted to show you is this. It's a FO DSLR macro extension tube set, and it comes with a 13 millimeter, a 21 millimeter, and a 31 millimeter, and they all come apart. You can put them on separate or at the same time. And then they also have the contacts for autofocus and metering, so that you can you don't have to mess around with the open ones that don't have that. These make it a little easier. So I'm gonna do reviews, like small little reviews of all these items separately, because in this video there's too much to go over to talk about everything, all at once. So, all right, next thing I wanted to show you is something. I got a couple of things to make the audio better in the video. Right now, I'm not using either one because I want to show it to you. I'm just using the Takstar mic on top of the camera. I got a Zoom H4n handy recorder. It's a 4-track recorder. Almost everybody knows what these are. And I got this for recording pretty much, if I'm out recording something outside, things like that. I can record a little bit better audio with this, rather than just the camera. And when I'm in the house, when I'm recording in here like this video, I probably won't use it. I have something else for that, which I'll be showing you shortly. And this and the other thing is about the same price, but one of them's a lot better for when you're recording it at your home and everything's all set up all the time. So I'll show you that in a minute, but this is one of the other things I got. Alright, to go along with the Zoom H4n, I wanted to be able to the batteries last a long time in this, but I wanted to be able to power it for a really long time if need be, like if I go somewhere for a vacation and I'm going to be using it all day long, or anything. So I bought this little it's a USB power and data cord for the Zoom H4n, and you can either hook it in here in the mini USB for data, or you can hook it in for power. And you can use something like this. This is a power bank by EC Technology. I've had it for a long time. I didn't just get this. This is a 22,400 milliamp hour battery pack, or battery bank, and it'll probably power the Zoom H4n for days, or weeks. So something like this. I think it was like $40. This cable was $10 or something. I'm not sure. I'll put links to all this stuff down in the description. Another thing I got for the Zoom H4n, if I need to mount it on top of the camera or on a rig or something like that, is this little guy right here. It's just a camera hot shoe to a tripod adapter, and it's a swivel head. And you can also take that off the hot and cold shoe adapter and put it right on another tripod, a 1/4-inch tripod screw. And that comes with a little 1/4-inch like bolt that's that's just threaded all the way through, and an Allen wrench to turn it in. You can put it in a 1/4-inch hole, and then you can put this cold shoe adapter on there and all that stuff. I'm not sure why they sent that, why that's with it, but hey, extra pieces, so whatever. Alright, next thing I wanted to show you that I got along with the camera is I got this 2-pack of LPE6 batteries from DSTE on Amazon. I think it was like $20 for 2 of them, and they're both lithium-ion batteries. They last just about as long as the Canon battery. They're about the same in length, and they were $20, so you can't beat it. I'd like to get a couple more of these just to have laying around. And then to go along with that, just in case, I like using the Canon charger because it actually shows you the progress of charging. But if you need to charge 2 at once, I got this. It's a Nemowa, Newmowa, dual USB charger, and it came with its own USB cable, but I haven't even uncoiled it yet because it's a micro USB. So if you have an Android, or any other phone other than iPhone charger, you can just plug that right in there, and that's what I use when I'm here. Is I'll just plug my Samsung Galaxy Note 4 charger in there and throw 2 batteries in it, and it works great. And it was really cheap. I can't remember how much it was, but like I said, I'll put links in the description. Next thing I want to show you is everybody that has a DSLR or whatever should have one of these anyway. It's an Ultra cleaning kit, and it's got the little lens blower. You can blow the dust out of your lens or your inside of your camera. Comes with the lens pen, so you can brush the dust off, and then it's got this end, which is like a felt type stuff to get the heart if there's anything stuck on your lens or your sensor or whatever. I don't know if I'd use that on the sensor. I'd be afraid it would like scratch something or something like that. And it also comes with a bunch of these lens swabs, and lens swabs in the solution. You spray a little bit on the swab and you wipe it across your sensor swabs. And these are all APS-C size, but you can get full frame size. And you just put a little bit on the swab and wipe it across your sensor like a window. What do you call those? The window squeegees. You just squeegee it across and it cleans it. So, all right. Next thing I wanted to show you is something that you should have anyway if you're doing video or photography. Or probably something better than this, but it's just a Neewer gray card or white balance set with a gray card and white one and a black one. It came with a little lanyard, but I don't know where I put it because I'm not going to use it. It's a red Neewer lanyard, so if you want to put it around your neck and carry it around with you, it works. That was really cheap. And also, to go along with that, when I'm at home, I'd rather use this. All right, this is a light dowel, 12 by 12 inch, 18% gray card. And I wouldn't carry this around with me unless you're going like on a really big trip for a long time. But this is great for sitting around here. I can, put it right here, zoom in on it, take a picture, and use that as my white balance with the light, how I have the light set up. So eventually I'd like to get a permanent area set up to where I don't have to move the lights around. I don't have to adjust the white balance every time. Alright, next thing I want to show you, this kind of goes along with the audio recorder and the other thing I got for audio, is I got a bunch of these XLR cables. This is the Lynx Pro Premium Series XLR cables. They're they're affordable, and they're really good. I haven't had any problems with them. They're balanced XLR cables. I got a 20-foot, a 10-foot, which is actually on one of the next things I'm going to show you. This is a 3-foot, and then a 1.5-foot, and that's just in case I need to put it on a rig or something, rig up something where it needs to have a small one. All right, next thing I want to show you is this. This is a Ohuhu, I guess, OHU microphone stand, and it's it's pretty cheap, but it works good. So the legs just fold out, it telescopes up, goes pretty high, and the reason I got this is so that I can use it for recording. I can set it up and have a mic above me instead of using a shotgun mic, so you can hear all the room noise. With this and the Zoom H4n or my other audio option, which I'll be showing you here in a second, I can get the boom or the microphone up above me and have a lot better sound instead of having just using the shotgun mic. So I can set it up like this, and this is the 10-foot cable right here, the XLR cable. And the microphone that's on here is just the cheap Neewer 14.3 inch mic I've had for a while. I think they're like $22, something like that. And this is the Eggs Now shock mount, and it just goes right on here. This is not what came with the microphone stand. The microphone stand came with a regular microphone clip, that you put the regular condenser microphones in for singing. But I took that off because it doesn't fit a shotgun mic. So But that's my setup for better audio, along with the recorder. If I'm, I can't use my other option, which I'll be showing you in a second. All right, the next thing, and this is not a very cheap one, is this Rode NTG2 shotgun mic, and 10-year warranty, high pass filter. You can either use it. This is the mic, by the way. I already took it out of the box. Comes with a really nice mount, but I'll be using the shock mount, and I'll be using this instead of the Neewer 14.3-inch mic. But another video I'm going to do is I'm going to do an audio comparison versus like shotgun mics on the camera, shotgun mics, or the Takstar mic hooked up to the Zoom H4n, and then a couple of different ways just to kind of compare all these different kind of mics that I have. And I don't have every kind of mic. There's a whole bunch of mics out there. I just have a few. I have a lavalier mic. I have a little cheap wireless lavalier mic. I have the shotgun mics, the cheap Neewer one, and then the Rode one, the NTG2. And then I can use the mics on the H4n. Just different audio, see how everything works, and I'm going to record with my Zoom H4n, record with it straight into the camera, and then a couple different ways. So, alright, and then finally, this isn't the last item, but finally with the audio stuff, this is what I wanted to show off right here. I got this mixer. It's a Behringer Xenyx 1204 USB with the FX processor. And it's like it says 1204. It's got 12 inputs, 2x2 bus mixer with Xenyx mic preamps and compressors, British EQs, 24-bit multi-FX processor, and a built-in USB audio interface. So this is the same price as a Zoom H4n. And I can record straight to my computer with probably way better sound and everything else. I'll do comparisons and all that. Which the Zoom H4n you can take with you places and stuff like that, but it doesn't have the best preamps in it. They're really noisy when you have to turn the gain way up, so that's the thing. When I'm recording in the house, I'd rather have less noise, so I'll be using this. And I'll do a video on unboxing this and setting it up and all that good stuff. So, but another good thing about it is most Behringer mixers don't have a power on and off switch. You just unplug them, which to me is really stupid. So this one has got a power on and off switch. It has a phantom power switch, which most of them have, sorry. And that has 2 XLR outputs, 2 stereo outputs, left and right for alternate outputs, and then a control room out, which is just another set of outputs. So, and it's got a buttload of features that you can use for recording at home. I can run all my audio on the computer. This mic here, run my headset through that, and everything else. And to get sound back to the mixer from the computer to use like for your headset playing games and Skype, whatever you want to do with it, you need one of these. This is a stereo breakout cable, and this is by Hoza. And it wasn't too expensive. I think it was like $7 or $8. So I'll put a link in the description. And it basically just goes into your stereo. It's got a 3.5mm stereo jack on it right here, and then it has 2 mono 1/4-inch jacks on it that you put into the mixer, and you put the 3.5mm headphone jack in your computer. So then you can get all your sound right through the mixer. You can switch between your headphones and the speakers. You can plug your speakers into it too. Right on the mixer without having to do it in your computer or actually unplugging stuff. Just so many options, I'll show you how I got that set up and everything, and I'll do some videos on the different sound versus like recording in an H4n or plugging into this and recording on the computer, and we'll see what the difference is. So, all right, next thing I got is to go along with the all my lights and that. The mic stand is these are I forget who makes these. These are Studio FX Sandbags, and they're still in the bags. I haven't filled them yet. I need to get a bag of sand or a couple bags of sand from a hardware store or whatever, so I can fill them. But You can use these to steady your tripod, steady your light stands. You know, you can set them on the legs, or you can hang them from them, whatever, you know, and it helps balance them. Because the problem with this light stand is if I extend it all the way out and it's way up in the air, it's really front heavy. You know, it wants to just tip over. So the slightest nudge, it'll just fall right over. But if I put a couple sandbags on the legs, you know, lay them on the back legs, it won't do that. So, because it's not real heavy, it's real light, but the legs aren't very big. So just, you know, someday I'll invest in some C stands or something, but they're just really expensive. They're worth it, but they're really expensive, you know. And I'm not making money off of this. This is just for fun, you know. So, you know, can't really afford to spend that kind of money on the stuff on the side, you know. Like the camera is one thing, you know, because I can do so much with that. That's the whole channel right there is a camera. And now that I have a good camera, once I can afford it again, I can get some better, you know, C-stands, lights, stuff like that. Alright, next thing I've been wanting one of these for a while, and it's a slider, a camera slider. And it's a real cheap one. It was like $60 or $50. Works okay. One thing I don't like about it is even when these are tight, they wobble and stuff. I could put some shims in there, but you know, you shouldn't have to shim it when you buy it. It should already be tight. And that's tight as I can get it, and it's still, you know, wobbles. The little feet on it just pop off. You know, I've already popped them off a couple times, just moving it around, almost lost them. So, and also the slider's not real smooth. So I'm gonna have to like lubricate that or something to make it a little smoother. It's got little hitches in it and stuff like that. Not real bad, just, you know, it's hard to get a real smooth push across it because I'm not sure. I gotta practice with it and see what I can do. By the way, the slider is a Limo Studio 24-inch slider, the blue one. Alright, and then I got this to go along with the slider as well. This is a Yuntang. On Amazon, it was actually under Tozo or Tazo. It's Toazoe. It's the Pro YT950 Tripod Action Fluid Drag Head. And I got this to go along with the slider. That way when I'm sliding across, I can do like sliding pans and stuff like that. But I will see how well it works. It's really, the one thing I don't like about it is it's really tight, you know, the movement on it. But like I said, I'll do little mini reviews on all this stuff, and I'll go into detail a little more with this. It comes with an extra plate, tripod plate. But I'll go into more detail on that when I do the video on it. Alright, next thing I got is more like photography based, but I wanted to show you anyway. It's a Shoot RS60E3 LCD shutter release. And it's like an intervalometer shutter release. You can set it to take so many a picture every so long and up to so many pictures. It was pretty cheap, you know, and you really don't even need this if you put Magic Lantern in your Canon, but it's nice to have, you know, just in case you want to use this as an external shutter and not have to worry about touching your camera so you don't bump it with macro shots and things like that. And you don't have to go in there and set a timer and then wait. You can just get your stuff in focus and then you know, step back and hit the button on this instead of touching your camera. And you put it in live view mode, there's not as much shake either when it snaps the picture. Alright, then I got this, not sure if I'm ever going to actually need it, but it's an 18-piece filter adapter. It has 9 step up and 9 step down filters. It's a K and F concept. I'll put a link in the description in there, you know. But if you want to put like filter for the 18 to 135 on your 50mm, you know, you can use this for that. Alright, next thing I'm going to show you is also more photography related, but I want to show it off anyway because it's a really cool camera and setup. This is really cheap. I couldn't afford a really good one. It's a Neewer Speedlight NW-561, and eventually I'll get you know, some better flashes, but I'm just starting out with photography anyway as a hobby. So you know, it's got different modes. You can put it in Slave 1, Slave 2, manual, all that good stuff. And it's got all the normal adjustments. It's a set zoom range, 35mm and all that, but you can set the power from 1 to 1 all the way to 1/26 or something. I'll go over this a little bit more later too. And another thing I got to go along with that is this. It's a Neewer 8x6 translucent softbox. Goes right over the end of the flash. Haven't tried this out yet, but we'll try it out when I do a video on the flash. Alright, the last thing I want to show you is my camera strap that I got. It's an Optec USA super classic strap in the nature, which is camo. Looks really cool. It's really soft neoprene right here, so it's not as uncomfortable around the back of your neck like the regular Canon straps are. I like the regular Canon strap. It looks nice, looks professional, whatever, but they're just they're really uncomfortable. They scratch the crap out of your neck and stuff. And this one's super adjustable. It's super long. It doesn't come that long. It comes this long. And then it has these, they call them their Uniloop system that connects to the camera, which I really like this better than the normal system. But I got the extenders because I'm a big guy. I don't like my camera being right up under my chin like this. You know, I want it down here, you know, not up here. So I got the extenders, and I can adjust it from this long to this long, you know. And I can also use it as a shoulder strap if I want. So, it wasn't real expensive. It was cheap. It's really comfortable. I like it. Not as flashy, you know, whatever. So, but that's it, guys. So, let me know how you guys think of the video on this camera. I will be making another video because I'm recording on my Canon HFR 500 camcorder as well from the side here. And I'm going to make another video where it kind of, just a short video, where it kind of compares the video between the two. And it's off to the side. It's a little brighter over there because the lights are shining from this way. So it's not going to be a lighting comparison. It's just going to be a video quality comparison. And I'm going to kind of jump back and forth between the two in there and whatnot. So if you guys have any questions about any of this stuff before I do the review on it, go ahead and ask. You know, whatever. If you guys want to hear about any of this stuff quicker, I'll do that one first, so let me know. So we'll see you later, guys.